Jay here for Stretford, Paddock. This is a man that needs no introduction, but I'll give him one anyway. Andy Tate is here. He's just come from Old Trafford. Andy, Manchester United 2, Brentford 1. Scott McTominay, or Scottimus Prime as you would call him, with two late goals to give the Reds the win. Well, I don't know, bro. You're usually quite philosophical, you, after a game at United, but this time you don't seem overly impressed.
There's a banner at Old Trafford. There's nothing on earth like being a Red.
Is it yeah? What's the full? Is it
hope and glory?
Glory and honour, the great man.
Glory and honour, the great man said. There's nothing on earth
like being a Red. Yeah,
and that sums us up all this week in a nutshell, because we have been pillar to post off the field. My condolences to Alex Ferguson
100%.
and his family. And like I say, I message you as well. The day Alex Ferguson retired, my mum got admitted to hospital and she never came out. And the last 24 hours has been absolutely awful for me. So, so you're just getting flashbacks and it's upsetting. And like you say, when you think your team needs to, you want to lift you. I go, you know what I mean?
Give you a bit of a boost.
Yeah, you go back to that. You go back.
You go back. Escapism.
Yeah, you go back to that night at Manchester Derby when it all started with David Moyes. But you look for your team for a team of individuals that play soulless like the Walking Dead. Do not play together. No, can't put two passes together. Can't do anything together. You know what I mean? And I just say, yeah, we won. I'm happy. You lose yourself in that moment. Moments like that, it might.
That's the first time. You know, I didn't know this. This is the first time in the Premier League. This is the stats that are flying around that we've come from behind to score 2 goals in injury time. I thought the Steve Bruce one was, but it wasn't apparently. It was the 86th minute. So it's a rarity to come back that late, even for Manchester United, certainly in the Premier League. Because I gather you were the same, but I thought we'd lost. I didn't think we were going to get an equaliser, let alone a winner.
I mean, I saw a certain documentary this week. It's been doing the buzz. I've seen maybe it was in the air, Beckham and all that. I don't know. I see more in that documentary than I did on the pitch.
I think there was a quote going around from Scott McTominay. Somebody talking about that documentary. I don't know if it's true or not, but yeah. I've seen that documentary as well, and it's bittersweet in it because it reminds you of the great times, which is good. But then you think where we're at now, we're nowhere near that.
Yeah.
But in terms of the win, right? I get the performance. I get what you're saying, because we can't ignore the fact that for 91 minutes, United weren't good enough. But what can this win do for us? What do you want this win to do for this football team? What do you do with it now? You've got a win. You go into this international break. What do you do about it?
Don't take it lightly. You've got to look at yourself. It wasn't good enough.
No.
We got out of jail.
Yeah.
We were absolutely shocking and awful. Any run we had, I said this, like, if it ain't broke, why fix it after the Crystal Palace League Cup game? Why didn't it go, like say, you play that team again? But yeah, I understand that. They maybe change it for a Galatasaray. So, you know, we have dropped like a stone. Like I say, our season, like I say, we've got a fortnight's break now. Players, there would have been no escape if we'd have lost today.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, there would have been escape because they would have disappeared dead quick to international duty.
Yeah.
You know, and I can say, I go back to, let's say, Unana, I go back to Bruno, Rashford. Seriously, take them out of the firing line.
I get the idea of taking them out of the firing line when they're struggling. I understand that argument, I do, because I think you can see players, I was speaking about this, who for whatever reason have lost confidence and it'll just not at the races or whatever. But there's other players that can come in, as you mentioned last time on your reaction after the Crystal Palace Carabao Cup game. Certain players today that didn't turn up or were subbed. You mentioned there, Casemiro was taken off.
Awful.
What do you make of that? Because to sub him at half time for a player like Casemiro, it's a big decision that by the manager, isn't it?
Well, like you say, it's the manager's showing some commitment and balls. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's got something about him, and it's like you say, you got to start making decisions like this. Big calls in the next couple of games. After the international break, we've got Sheffield United, and they're bottom of the league.
Right.
Absolute banana skin. Then we take stock. It's Champions League. Then we got our neighbours, got good old neighbours.
So that's an easy one, isn't it?
We got an 80s sitcom from the 80s. And you know what? We play like that against them. We'll get torn apart.
What was it like in the ground today, Andy? Because you just come from the ground. Because obviously the last minute, limbs all over the gaff and all that stuff. What was the atmosphere like leading up to that? Because obviously it must be frustrating.
People are seeing it. People are seeing every mistake. I was in a second say with my dad. People are seeing the mistakes, stray passes, the body language, like you say, the no togetherness, looking at Rashford. I'm sorry, Rash, yeah. I applauded. I was cheering. The ground cheered him off in the 63rd minute. I'm sorry, Rash. You are done. You are on the floor. You really need... You don't even deserve to be in the England squad. You're only doing it because, like I say with Harry Maguire, because, like you say, he can't be touched. He cannot be touched. Look at last season. He was dropped for Wolves, wasn't he? Because he turned up late. That's what you got to do against the
But he scored that goal, didn't he, in that game? And he came off the bench.
But that's what needs to be done
and
again.
said, like, I was dropped because I was late for a meeting.
He's got to look in. He's got to be faithful. He has to be faithful. And it's the only galvanisation for any of these players, fear of being dropped and rotated.
It's not just Rashford, though, because last time you was on there, you were talking about Rashford.
It's everybody.
I understand you, and I agree that Rashford hasn't been great. But it's not just him, is it?
It's like Bruno, yeah. It's Bruno, Casemiro. You got Hannibal, Igor. You got Garnacho. You got Palestra. Young, hungry, talent players who want to play.
Who's you put right? Rashford, you say not happening. Done. You say he's done.
I won't say he's done, but I'm angry. I'm frustrated. Like you say,
Rashford, right? You say drop him.
Drop him.
Who else you put in that?
Bruno as well, and maybe Unana as well, because like you say, do not crucify him. I may sound like I'm crucifying him, but they say Ten Hag will back his team. I get that. It's a manager's job. But it's not good enough. You'd take
like some of the big players out.
Yeah, just for one
for the Sheffield United game.
For the Sheffield United game. Like you say, then you got Sheffield, then you got Gothenburg away twice.
Copenhagen.
I'm sorry, man. I'm at Copenhagen.
It's all right. We did play Gothenburg, didn't we, once? I remember that game. When Blomqvist tore us apart.
Yeah. But you've just got to, like, make big calls for the season ahead. Because, like you say, it's...
He did that, to be fair. He did that today, didn't he?
He did
like you say, taking Rashford off after an hour. Casemiro off after. So he's certainly willing to do that. I agree with you. I think if players have just lost the form completely and it's not happening for him, take him out of the firing line, I don't think that's a bad idea. I think, especially players who seem to be suffering from a loss of confidence. I want to talk to you about Scott McTominay, because a lot of people have given up on him. Comes into the team, late on, gets 2 goals. What do you think this means for him? Do you think that he's still part of Erik Ten Hag's plans, or do you think he's going to go in January, which was what... If you asked me this 2 days ago, I think everyone thought he was done in January. Do you think this could do anything for his time at United?
No.
You still think he's done?
I still think he's done. He could watch him go and have a worldie for Scotland. Braveheart next 10 days. Scott Timothy's prime. You know what I mean? Honestly, fair play. I love the moment. I love the goals. But we can't... individual moments, it's you're supposed to work as a team. Individuals, they are so soulless and lackluster between them all, and it's just not good enough. They'll walk out tonight. Oh, like yeah. You know what? Keep it low on social media. Don't think you've achieved anything.
That's already gone. Harry Maguire's already posted.
He's already posted.
Yeah, I mean,
what's he said?
I don't want to keep it low on social media. I don't know what you mean, but I think players are already posting about the win on social media. I'll be honest with you. I don't think anyone's keeping it low.
No, it's not them. It's their people. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna get Rashford. Oh yeah, stick with us. Oh man, you must. I remember that.
Got a thing for Rashford, haven't you? I noticed he seems to have got under his skin.
No, he's got under my skin. I apologise. I apologise at the Carabao Cup in front of a planet. I apologise. You was there. I was behind the camera. I apologise because I thought, you know what? I've been so harsh on you, mate. I've been so nasty. I've been so wrong.
I wouldn't say it's nasty if you don't.
You know what I mean?
If you don't think he's up to the job.
And he has. You worked so hard to get into position, and you've just regressed.
But I'll be honest with you, the whole social media thing doesn't really bother me. I care about what they're doing on the football pitch. I don't care whether Marcus Rashford posts tonight, stay with us. I'll be honest, it doesn't. It's not.
He did it against Nottingham Forest.
It's not an interest to me. Harry Maguire's posted. I don't have a problem with that. He's won a football match. I thought Harry Maguire played well today.
Oh yeah, because he set up the header.
Did he not think Harry Maguire had a good game? Was he at fault for their goal?
Well, I think it was individuals.
But
there was
Casemiro,
Lindelof.
I mean, you might disagree. I thought Harry Maguire did all right. I'm not his biggest fan, but I thought he did all right.
He did okay. But it's individual errors. Can't string 2 passes together. There was no urgency. There was no energy there, Jay.
So people like, say McTominay, you think he's done anyway. Maguire, do you think he's still got a chance to salvage United career, or is he another one that you'd say in January is out the door?
Well, I think we're stuck with him. I've stuck with him. Like you say, nobody will want to buy him when his wages. Look, he can walk 10 tall tonight and going into the England squad. I'm not really interested.
What about
all I'm interested is my club winning matches and togetherness and working together, like you did against Crystal Palace, like you did against Burnley. Maybe luck was changing and it was changed again. And like I say, it's a little bit on the manager as well. Just a little bit.
Just on that, let's just before we wrap up then. You're obviously not having it with this lot. You think you got a bit of a smash and grab or whatever. I'm not putting words in your mouth, but it's not a performance that you're going to take too much comfort from. The manager, where'd you stand on him? Because there's two sides to look at. There's your point of view where you're going, listen, we weren't great, we got away with it. There's also the other side where you can go, he made the changes, he got the win. What do you make of this manager at this moment? Do you have confidence in him?
I have confidence in him. Unlike it was a certain few years ago, I'll always back him. I remember as it 2-0 down against Newcastle. Do you remember that game? And we scored 3 goals in 20 minutes. And Mourinho was going to get sacked at half time. And we scored that Alexis Sanchez late winner. Like, this is the same feeling. And I don't want it to be that same feeling going forward. I do not want a dark winter ahead of us. I just want some stability, some pride, some togetherness, working together, and stop, like you say, stop feeling sorry for yourselves. It's like, I don't want to hear your sympathy. You're not going to get any sympathy. You play at a privileged place. Like I say, there's not many things on this planet that are very honourable. They are very honourable. And playing for Manchester United is one of them in this world. So, you know what I mean? Get your act together, stop feeling sorry for yourself, and play with some fucking pride. That's all I want between now and the end of the season. Like I say, the season's not over, I accept that, but we're not going to do anything. I don't know where we're going to finish in the league. I don't know what we're going to do in cups. Looks like we're out of Europe, unless by some miracle it all changes, but it's just about pride, professionalism, working together and giving the fans what they deserve. A winning team. That's all I want. I'm playing for this manager. Don't pussyfoot around and blame each other. Work together, eradicate the problems and play for the fucking badge and the memory of Alex Ferguson and everything else going forward. Because that's what Fergie wants as well.
That's what Fergie wants as well. Play with a bit of pride. Got out of jail today, Andy says, but you need to play with pride moving forward, and hopefully,
I'm feeling emotionally. I've had a shit a week.
We can do, because listen, it's not been a great performance, but at least we got a bloody win. Jesus wept, we needed that.
Yeah, we needed that. We needed that.
Football, bloody hell. Right, you know where to find Andy on all your socials. Thanks for coming in after the game, Andy. Make sure as well you are hitting like, share, and subscribe. We'll be back with more reaction later on. Thanks for watching.